Let me just get on the soapbox for a minute or two. I promise it'll be quick, Joe. But can we just talk about the regular season champion, Martin Truex Jr. here, after 2 races in a 3-race round, being below the cut line going into... I mean, you've got to be kidding me. I just can't wrap my head around that. I know people like the system. I know people like the chaos and entertainment that it provides. But if we're going to do this, if we're going to have a regular season champion, can we at least give the regular season champion a first-round bye or something? Because clearly 15 playoff points or whatever the bonus is isn't enough. And you're telling me that a puncture is going to knock Martin Truex Jr. potentially. He could go out and win Bristol at this point, and save his season there. But it has him in a position where he might have to do that to get out of the first round as the regular season champion. Just mind-boggling. But I'll stop there. I'll give some legitimate analysis now regarding Toyota. And but Joe, you mentioned Bubba Wallace. One of the biggest moments that I think Bubba had in that Petty 43 car was, I don't know if you remember, his spring race in 2018 when he actually drove up to the front, I think past Brad Keselowski, passed Kyle Busch for the lead on merit and led a bunch of laps that day and ended up fading there towards the end. I think whatever adjustments they made, just kind of sunk them towards the back there. I know he was really dejected after that race, but it was a great run for him. So, it's not like he's never had any sort of success at Bristol before. I don't know if Toyota's short track program is going to be enough to, put him in a comfortable position, even being 14 points or 19, whatever it is there below the cut line going into that race. He definitely needs a strong race, if not a win, to guarantee it and not have to worry about the points and the calculations there. But, certainly for Truex, of course, like I said, I have no idea how he ended up below the cut line, but he is. And he certainly can't be feeling comfortable there. And Christopher Bell, like you mentioned, Joe, you can't just rely on these Hail Mary wins in the third and final race in these rounds to get out of to advance through the playoffs here. It worked for Christopher Bell last year. I don't think it's something you can rely on. So if you're Toyota, even if you're Denny Hamlin there, 49 points, you got to feel pretty good. But if you have something that happened to Martin Truex today and the guys, like say Bubba Wallace wins both stages and Ricky Stenhouse is second in both stages, I don't predict that that's going to happen, but theoretically it could. And Denny Hamlin's 36 and he's not gaining any points, well then, he's not safe either. So there are no guarantees with this system. That's why people love it, I guess. It's obviously not for me, but we'll see what happens going into race 3 and in the round of 16 here when it comes time for that next weekend.
One of the things I was going to say, definitely when it comes to the number 1 seed, because we saw this last year where in the Xfinity Series, the regular season's champion was not the points leader entering the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
I feel this is something where NASCAR should look into adjusting that. I don't know if exactly a first round bye. Maybe we've heard people talk about that. Maybe a greater points advantage. But I just feel like 15 points is not enough because, as we saw, Truex, one bad race, he's done. If he just has a poor qualifying session and the field stacks up in front of him, he blows the radiator, season's over. And we've been talking all year long about, will Truex return? Will he return? He's coming back, but it has to then be deflating. It's like, and you're out after 3 playoff races. Just tough break for that team and be in a tough situation.
Yeah, Joe, we had that whole discussion on the Encore show last year. AJ Allmendinger won the regular season championship, and then they reset everything after you apply his 15-point bonus for winning said regular season championship, and he's the number 4 seed. I mean, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But that's the way it is, I guess. We'll see if we can, come up with something that provides a little bit extra reward. Because if we're going to do this, if we're going to have a trophy presentation, and if Cole Purn and Martin Truex Jr. are going to stand there and the Monster Energy girl has the biggest smile on her face because they don't care. They want the actual trophy at the end of the year, which thankfully they got based on the dominant season that they had. If we're going to do all that pomp and circumstance, let's at least make the regular season championship matter a little bit more and guarantee that they're going to be around fighting for the championship a little bit longer than just the first round here.